Baltimore, if there was any time for you to win a Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson, there was any time for Lamar Jackson to finally get over all the humps and win a Super Bowl, this was the season to do it. And once again, he choked. Because it's like, look, not only was this your first AFC Championship game, you had all of your legends at the game being honored. I mean, you had Ray Lewis and Ed Reed being from what I heard, they were your two legends of the game. Because I also remember years back when you got beat up by the Chargers in the wild card round, you had Ray Lewis come out and do a squirrel dance for you, and yet you still couldn't show up for the playoffs. Now, granted, it was Lamar Jackson's first playoff game, and he was a rookie that season, but still, we all saw how awful Lamar Jackson was, and you could have benched him for Flacco to have a better chance at winning, but nope. You stuck with the running back. And now, about 5 years later, you have Ray Lewis back with Ed Reed, as I was saying, legends of the game. And now it's like you had all the motivation on your side to win this game. And yet, you didn't just get beat on your own turf. No. You got bullied. And you can whine about the officiating all you want. Because, yes, the officiating was definitely favoring the Chiefs at times in this game. I agree. But at the same time, it's like, for the dominant season you had all year with the team that you had this year, with, a top 3 offense and a top 3 defense, number 1 scoring defense, number 1 in sacks. And now you were even the first defense in NFL history to hold that triple crown stat, whatever they call it. I think it's number 1 in scoring, number 1 in sacks, and I think number 1 in turnovers. So I think in one of those stats you were tied for first, but still, like, your defense made history for how good it was throughout the season. I mean, like, look at all the teams you blew out. You blew out the Seahawks, who at the time were doing good. You blew out the Lions, 38-6, who of course gave San Francisco a lot of fits later on. Later on, after you lost this game to the Chiefs, and then you blew out the Dolphins. You absolutely slaughtered them, 56-19. Granted, they're not that great, but still they were a good team this year. And you blew out the 49ers on Christmas in their own house. And yet, and then of course you blow out the Texans, who were coming in hot the week before the championship. And yet, despite having everything going your way, you still choke in the postseason. And you can say what you want about us going one and done, because the difference is that everybody knew we weren't going nowhere. We had no expectations going into that game against Buffalo. But you see, you on the other hand, you not only did you didn't just have expectations. Like, there was absolutely no reason for you to, at the very least, go to the Super Bowl. Preferably on paper, you should have been able to go there and win it. But you're not even going to go there because you couldn't take care of business in your own house. You got bullied and smacked in your own house in your first AFC home championship game in franchise history. Because hell, during the pregame, Mahomes and Kelsey, I mean, they took Justin Tucker's helmet and football and threw it out the way, and he was standing right in front of it when it happened too. Like, like that's like letting somebody come into your house and rearrange shit from the original way on how you like it, and from how you had it. Like, you let the Chiefs, not only did you let them go into your house and beat you on your own turf, not only did you let them go into your house and move your own shit around, move your own belongings and property around on your own turf, not only did you let them raise a Lamar Hunt trophy on your turf in what was the first home AFC championship in history of your franchise, but you even let Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift have a kiss on your own turf. They kissed on your own lawn. They had themselves a written love story on your own lawn, no pun intended. And on top of it all, like during the commercial break, they even had Terrell Suggs walk out the tunnel and fire up the crowd. A crowd which, by the way, had been fired up for literally over an hour before kickoff. Like, this was the biggest game, the biggest home game in the history of your franchise. And don't even let the final score fool you. The Chiefs, they could have easily won this game by a lot more. They could have turned this into like a 17 point, 20 point, 24 point blowout if it wasn't for a couple of things that went wrong, such as going for it on fourth down and of course those penalties that bailed you out from them getting another touchdown to go up 21-7 at halftime, which instead was 17-7 at halftime. And like I said, say what you want about the officiating. It was bad, believe me. But at the same time, you got bullied from start to finish, and you didn't play like your typical selves that we've seen all year. What you've done to teams throughout the season is what the Chiefs did to you on your own fucking lawn. With legends there being honored. Especially your two GOATs, Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. Like, even before the game, during the warm-ups, the Chiefs were already bullying your asses. I mean, holy shit. Like, the Chiefs, truth be told, they own you after what we saw in this AFC Championship. They own you now. Because they went into your house, they smacked you across the face. As I said, they moved shit around in your own house. Moved around your own belongings. That being Justin Tucker's helmet in football. That was fucked up of them to do, but still. So yeah, once again, Lamar Jackson chokes in the postseason. I mean, it's like, I'm not surprised because I called it quite a while ago. The Super Bowl would be Chiefs 49ers, and guess what? That's the Super Bowl we're getting. I'll have more on that later. And now let me address something else. So, I saw a lot of Steeler fans out here rooting for Baltimore, all because of how they feel about Taylor Swift. Now look, I could give a shit less about Swift. I don't care for her. I don't care about the Swifties. But the fact that Steeler fans were out here rooting for our biggest division rival to win and go to the Super Bowl, it's like, get the flying fuck out of here. If the roles were reversed, do you think Ravens fans would pull for us? Fuck no. Now yes, I understand I said that I'm boycotting the Steelers, that I won't be watching any more Steeler games. I certainly won't be going to any more Steeler games until Tomlin is gone. But at the same time, that doesn't change the fact that I still want what's best for the Steelers going forward. I still do. And I damn sure am not going to be pulling for a division rival unlike some sellout cucks in his fan base. Fuck every Steelers fan that wanted the Ravens to win. And I mean that shit. Fuck every Steelers fan. Bunch of weak bitches in this fan base. Pulling for a division rival all because they're all ass hurt over Taylor Swift. Granted, she is a weirdo, I get it. But still. You're not going to see me pull for a division rival, especially Baltimore. Unless they play the Pew Stinkling Deflatriots, then I'd be okay with it. Other than that, no. Fuck Baltimore. And they'll be sitting on the couch watching Super Bowl 58 with all of us. So every last Steelers fan, and I do mean every last Steelers fan that was out there rooting for the Ravens to win and go to the Super Bowl, they can all go fuck themselves. I mean that. Any Steelers fan that pulled for Baltimore to win this game can go fuck themselves. Even if it means that, I don't want to see Taylor Swift. Like I said, I get it. Taylor Swift is weird. I don't hate her, but she can definitely be weird. Her and her Swifties. But at the end of the day, rooting for Nevermore is bullshit. It's weak and it's soft. It's whack. It's uncalled for if you are a Steelers fan. No real Steelers fan, no normal Steelers fan roots for the Ravens to win. Especially when it's the playoffs. And I stand by that. Any Steelers fan offended, I don't give a shit what Steelers fans I offend when I said all of that. Because at the end of the day, I said what had to be said. Fuck Nevermore. I'm happy they're out. If they gotta show Taylor Swift 1,000,000 times in the Super Bowl, it'll be annoying, but so fucking what? So what? Anyways, that'll pretty much do it. Baltimore, this was perhaps the biggest failure of a season you had. And much like you guys, I am out.